right? So coming back to this now, I know this is a lot of or very tedious and stuff, but today all I really want you to do is we're just going to go over the problem. We're going to not journalize because it takes a long time. So the only thing we'll only journalize is going to be like question number 10, but we have to do the conversion entry, and then question number 12, the last conversion entry. So let's go ahead and do this. It's the last problem that we have here. And this one's going to be the fairly easy one, right? Because this time the inventory method is still periodic. However, we are dealing with weighted average. So with that being said, assume that all purchases were made on an account and round to the nearest penny. So let's go ahead and get started. So on October 5th, we purchased 800 toys at $1 each, with the freight costing you $45. Okay, so here we are, question number 9. Okay, so it is October 5th. We purchased was it 800?
Yes, 800.
800 toys at $1, and it costs you $45 for freight. So 800 times $1, okay, with $45 of freight. What is my total purchase price going to be here?
800.
800. Okay, so that's going to be your quantity times your unit price. And then total cost is going to be
845.
okay. Now, question here is because we're dealing with weighted average. Do we need to do the cost per item now?
No.
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, all of them.
Yes, we're gonna wait till towards the end of the bottom where we actually have to calculate the whole cost per item at the end, right? We have an average cost per item. So right now that we know that we are dealing with this at on hand, that we have to go ahead and continue on and just keep going. Okay. So then on October 7, you returned 50 broken toys for a full refund. So what do I have to do here?
Quantity 50.
Quantity 50.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How much did it cost me?
$1.
Mm-hmm. So if I'm getting a full refund, how much am I actually getting back?
50.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And then let's see what else we have here. Next, on October 10, right, we purchased 550 toys at $1.25, freight costing you $30. So $10.50. Okay. 550 at $1.25.
687.50.
October 10, we bought 550 items at $1.25, which you said it was how much?
687.50.
$687.50 plus $30 freight.
717.50.
$717.50. Okay. What else happened here?
And on the 15th, you bought another 1,050 toys at $1.50.
Okay. Another 1,050 at $1.50 with what day that was that? October
15.
October 15. Perfect. So here now we have October. So what's my total here? I mean, what's my purchase price here?
1575.
and then $50 freight, bringing it to be a total of
1625.
$16.25. Okay. Oops. Okay. And then let's see what happened here. On the 18th of October, okay, you returned 150 toys, the wrong model, but you're willing to accept 25% discount. Okay, so this time they sent us the wrong model, but we're willing to accept a 25% discount. Okay, so assuming that we purchased it from the previous one. So if we are, okay, attempted to return this, but only getting a 25% discount, how much are we actually returning?
0.
Zero.
Okay. How much cost per item? Go ahead, sorry. 150. Mm-hmm.
56.25 is total cost.
Okay, so here we're going to do a little quick formula math here. So I'm going to go 1.50 or $1.50 multiplied by 150, which gives you 300. Or I'm sorry, that doesn't give you 300.
5%.
And we're doing only 25%. So you said 56.25?
Right.
Perfect. Okay. And then what happened on October 20th?
Bought another 300.
We bought another 300 at $1.75 with the freight costing 15. So October 20th. We bought another 300 at $1.75. Okay, so what's my total purchase price here?
525.
$525. And then what's my total cost plus 15?
540.
540.
$540. Okay, good. All right, second to last. Okay, what happened on October 25th?
Return 50 for defective toys for full refund.
Okay. So we are returning 50 items. How much did it cost me?
$1.75.
$1.75. Okay. And if I'm returning it for a full refund, how much money am I actually refunding?
$87.50.
$87.50. Okay. And then last but not least, it says here that on October 31st, you have a total of 1,200 toys on hand. So with that being said, we are done with our worksheet here. So now we know that the ending balance is going to be 1,200. Okay. So now that we have this answer right here, I'm gonna go ahead and fill. We're gonna sum up each column. Okay. Okay. So I have a total of how many toys did I buy?
27.
What's my total purchase price?
3,587.50.
Okay. So let me format this. Okay. What's my total freight?
37.27.50. Oh, sorry. 140.
Okay,
I
and
put
then
cost.
that's okay. What did you say it was? 37.27.50. Good.
Right.
Okay. Now, here is where you can choose to do the average cost per item. But The only factor is we don't actually have every single cost in here. Because we also made returns and we also got a discount on a few things. So you don't technically have to do the average costing just yet because we don't have our totals don't it's not accurate. We actually have less than that and we have less quantity as well. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and skip that because we will solve for it when we reach towards the end when we actually look at our total goods available. So let's just skip that for now and plug in our numbers. Okay. So first thing is how many in total did we purchase?
2,700.
And what's the total purchase price here?
3587.50.
Now we need to look at how much total returns and allowances we actually collected. So in this case,
193.75. 100.
$193.75. Okay, good. So here we returned 100 items. And we also, and it was for $193.75. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring down what our subtotal is going to be if we're getting rid of those 100 items. Okay, and how much is my total now, or my subtotal?
$33.93.75.
We know that freight doesn't affect quantity, but we know that it does affect our total cost. Okay, so here, what is our net purchases going to be?
26.
Yeah, 35, 33.
35, 33, 75. So far is correct. So now that we have this number here, because we don't have beginning inventory, right? Then our assumption here is that when we pull down our net purchases, right? That this is now our actual grand total that we have here. Okay? So if this is equal to this, so that means our grand total is going to be 3,533.75, and we have a grand total of 2,600 toys. So with this being a factor right here, that means our cost per item is going to be solved, or our average cost per item is going to be using these numbers right here, because this is our total that we have, and this is our total cost, right? And it includes everything, including our returns and allowances. We have no beginning inventory, so this is what the number that we're going to be taking from here. But let's go ahead and quickly solve for how much cost of goods sold we actually sold. 1,400. So now I'm going to go up here into my little window up here, and this one's going to be the easiest section because all we have to do is actually calculate our average cost per item, which my total cost again is $35.33, and we are dividing the whole thing by 2,600. And what do I get here?
1,359. 46.
And because we're not focusing on what came first or what came last, all we care about is how much our grand total is that we've sold. So from here, we take my 1,400 and we solve right here because it doesn't matter how many items we sell at this point, or we don't care how much each individual item we sell it for, because at this point, every single item we sell is one price and one price only. So It doesn't matter how many we sell, they're all going to be the same price. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in my equal round formula. Okay, so let me do that again. So equal round. Okay, so what is my total cost of goods sold for selling all 1,400 items?
1902.79.
1902.79. All right, and I'm going to plug that number in right here. And that leaves my ending balance to be
1630.96.
1630.96. Okay. So like I said, this one is the most easiest one because we're not keeping track of what came first. We're not looking, we don't really care at this point. All we care about is grouping them all together, finding an average cost for each and every single item. So getting our grand total of total cost and getting our grand total quantity and just finding how much each one's going to cost no matter how many we sell. So at this point, that is the answer. And that's it. See, it was a lot quicker and a lot easier to do. Okay. So let's go ahead and complete the very last section here, which is going to be journalizing the conversion entry. So to save some time, I'm going to go ahead and copy the information from the previous one. And I'm going to paste it here in my journal because I already know what I'm expected to know, right? So, all right. And this is October 31st. All right. So what was my ending balance in that I solved for?
1200.
Okay.
630.96.
Yes. Okay. And how much was my cost of goods sold?
1902.79.
Good. All right. What was my total purchase returns and allowances?
193.75.
Good. What was my total purchases?
35. 3587.50.
Yes. And then what was my total freight?
140.
Yes, I believe so. 140. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and double confirm that my debits and credits match. So I got 37.27.50 on both sides. So yes, I matched. Okay. All right. So now go ahead and we're going to go ahead and move on to question number 11 here. So 11 is going to say that we are going to be continuing on with the inventory, right, from question number 9, and our inventory method is still it's still periodic and it is still weighted average, okay? And we're going to round to the nearest penny. So here we see that on October 31st, you have a total of 1,200 toys on hand. Because we are doing weighted average, we can just go ahead and plug in all of our numbers straight way ahead in our little inventory on hand section, right? Because we know that if my total ending inventory was 1,200 items, okay? And we know the total cost of that is, let me see, question number 9, is going to be this 1630.96 because we don't care for each cost per item. That's all I need to have right here is just this beginning inventory, and I'm gonna link it into my total cost right here, or my total bottom total right here, just so that I know that I have beginning inventory, and I don't need to do the cost per item because at the end of the day, it's not gonna matter to me because I'm gonna add it to my net purchases. So here, I know that I have beginning inventory. I don't need to separate them because, again, it's weighted average. They're at the end of the day, they're all going to be grouped up into one anyways. All I need to recognize is that I have 1,200 and it's for 1630.96. Okay? Boom. So let's go ahead and look at the scenario here. So on November 5th, we purchased 600 toys at $1.65 and a freight of $25. So here, November 5th, we have a total of we bought a total of 600 toys at $1.65. 600 at $1.65. So what is my total purchase price here?
750.
Okay. I got 990.
Sorry,
990.
Oh, there's there. Hey Milo, I can hear you
Yeah,
now.
I just keeping removing.
Okay, so and then let me see, and freight was $25. Okay, so what is my total here?
1050.
10.15. Okay. Do we need to do our average cost per item right now?
No.
No. Okay. So the next thing happened here is on November 7th. You returned 100 broken toys for a full refund. We returned 100 broken toys. Now, how much did it cost me?
165.
165.
Okay, giving me a grand total of
165.
165. Good. Okay. Then on on November 10th, we purchased another 700 toys at $1.80. Freight cost $40. So 700 at $1.80. Okay. On October 10, 700 toys at $180. So what's my total purchase price here?
760.
Okay. And I believe this was 40. So what is my total cost here?
1300.
1,300 even. Good. Then on October, I keep saying October, I'm sorry. Then November 20th, we purchased another additional 500 toys at $1.85. Rate is 25. So November 20, we purchased another 500 toys at $1.85. What's my total purchase price here?
925.
925.
$9.25. Okay, good. And then plus my $25 freight gives me
950.
950.
good. All right, almost done here, guys. So then on November 21st, you returned 50 toys. They were the wrong color, but you were willing to accept a 20% discount. Okay, so how much did it cost me?
$1.85.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and so I attempted to return 50 of them. So $1.85 times 50. Okay. But I'm multiplying it by 20%. So what is my total that I'm actually getting back?
1850.
1850. Okay. Then on November 25th, you purchased the last batch of 100 toys at $1.75. Freight cost you $5. So 100 items at $1.75. So November 25th, 100 at $1.75. Freight of $5. So what is my total purchase price here?
175.
175 plus $5 freight gives you
180.
180. Okay. And then last piece of information that we have here is that on November 30th, you have a total of 600 toys on hand. So that's an indicator that we're going to go down to the bottom, and right here we have 600 items on hand. So now let's go ahead and sum each column. So what's my total quantity that I purchased?
1900.
1900. What's my total purchase price?
33.50.
250.
33.50. Good. And then what is my total freight?
95.
95.
95. And then what's my total cost?
3445.
34.45. Now again, we also have beginning inventory. So in this case, we are not going to be calculating the average cost. And we also have returns and allowances. So because I know that we have a returns and allowances, I'm going to go ahead and quickly sum this column up real quick. So how many total returns do I actually have?
100.
We have a total of 100, costing me how much?
183.50.
183.50. Okay. So now that we are here, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my numbers here. So the quantity I purchased was the 1900 at a grand total of 33.50. Okay. I returned 100 of those items. Okay. At 183.50. Okay. So what's my subtotal here?
3166.50.
3166.50. Good. We need to add in our freight. So our freight was that $95. So giving us a grand total of net purchases to be
3261.50.
3261.50. Good. Okay. So now we're going to go down to the bottom section here. We have beginning inventory. We know that it is 1,200 items at a grand total of the 1630.96. We're gonna go ahead and pull down our net purchases from the previous section right there. Okay, so bringing our total goods available to be
3,000.
3,000 at how much?
4892.46.
48.92. Do you say 56 or 46?
46.
Perfect. 46. Good. So now this is the number that we're going to be utilizing to calculate our average cost per item, because now we have our total cost, we eliminated our returns and allowances, we added our beginning balances. So this is how much goods we have available at this exact price. So let's quickly do the cost per cost of goods sold. How many items did I actually sell?
2400.
Exactly 2,400. So now I'm going to go up to this column right here, and I'm going to calculate my average cost per item. If I have a total of 4,092 46, and I'm going to divide that whole thing by my 3,000 quantity, how much is my average cost per item here?
163082.
136. I'm going to pull it out so you guys know. 3, 2. Okay, and then it goes even out after that. We know we sold a total of 2,400 items. So if it's going to cost me $1.63 and 0.882 cents, okay, what is my total cost of selling those 2,400 items?
3,913.97.
Good. 3913.97. And we're going to plug that number in here. And what is my total ending balance?
978.49.
Okay, good. So here we finally solved for our ending. We finished our worksheet. So the last thing we have to do is complete our journal. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing as from the previous section here. I'm going to copy the journal over to save some time. And I'm going to bring it over to the last section here. Okay, and this time it's November 30th. Okay, so what was my ending balance in that I solved for?
978.49.
Yes, 978.49. What was my total cost of goods sold?
3,913.
Mm-hmm. And what was my total purchase returns and allowances?
3,350.
My total purchase returns and allowances.
183.50.
Good. Now, Nilo, what's my total purchases?
3,350.
Good. And then what was my total freight? I think it was 95. And then what was my beginning balance?
1,200.
The total cost of it.
1630.96.
1630.96. We're gonna double confirm that our debits match here. I got 5,075.96. 5,075.96. So we are successful and we're able to compute this. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and make sure I add this real quick in here. So this is going to be an adjustment entry. For periodic inventory. Inventory. Okay. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Okay, so as I mentioned before, weighted average is by far not only the easiest concept to know, but it's even easy to even keep track of the purchase returns and allowances, to keep track of your beginning balances, because at the end of the day, you're just going to mesh them all together, and just as long as you get the total goods available and the total cost of the goods available, that's all you need at this point. Okay. So, thinking about how or which method to use for your company, which one would you think you want to use?